Hi, hello. So I am coming on for a video that I want to be unpacking why or one reason that you might be falling for unavailable men. So this is for you if you have had a pattern where you have been falling for men that turn out to be unavailable. Unavailable as in they will not commit to you, do not actually want a relationship with you. Unavailable as in emotionally, so maybe they're with you, but they are not really with you because they're not emotionally with you. So if you have a pattern like that, this video is for you to just start unpacking some of the stuff that may be going on that's creating this pattern for you. So if you keep falling for these type of men, it is most likely a sign that you are not fully available yourself, especially if this is a pattern, because things like this don't just happen. There's always some reason behind it if it keeps showing up, right? So most likely it's because you are not fully available yourself. So while I'm just explaining some of the mechanisms behind this, some of the reasons behind why that might be the case, I want you to just try it on, see if it fits. So first of all, the thing to understand is that there are different extents that we will allow ourselves to get close to someone, depending on how open and truly available we are to love, to this other person, to a man, right? So we will allow ourselves to get certain extents of closeness. So if you've been hurt in relationships in the past, or you've had some attachment trauma in your childhood, and this just means parents who were not fully available. It could have been the death of a parent, could have been a divorce, could have been a parent who worked a lot, could have been a parent who just didn't make you feel like you were really seen, appreciated, heard, understood, loved, right? If you have, along with these things, right, so hurt in the past, maybe some stuff in childhood around just not feeling fully seen, fully loved, someone was fully present for you. And then you've got this pattern of falling for men who turn out to be unavailable. Then I guarantee that subconsciously there is a part of you that is choosing these men because these are men who will stay at arm's length to varying degrees. How close they'll come, again, has to do with your comfort with how close you're willing to get to someone, right? And so this is actually allowing you to control how close a man can come to you. You're going to choose a man who you know is not going to come too close, right? So it will look like you didn't do that on purpose because your conscious mind doesn't want you to see what's really going on. It would prefer for you to feel like you're just a victim. I don't know why I keep attracting these men, right? That is what your conscious mind will want you to be thinking. It looks like it's just unlucky. It's just bad. Like, I don't know why all these men are out there who are unavailable. And really what's going on is we're being attracted to men. You're being attracted to men who will keep that distance, right? And if they actually wouldn't want to keep that distance, you're putting things up and barriers up and walls up to actually create distance and push them away. So it's a protection mechanism. Choosing an unavailable man allows you to have the emotional distance and the distance that feels safe and comfortable to your nervous system, to you, while making him look like he's the bad guy and he's the one who's not available and he's the one with the problem. If you were truly available, you just wouldn't have time for that. He would not be attractive to you. So you're probably really good at not seeing that you are doing this. So you may be saying, that's not me, that's not what's going on, that's not why I'm attracted to these men, but that's your conscious mind not wanting you to see what's actually behind the pattern, right? Because on the surface, it looks like it was all his fault. He was the unavailable one. You didn't know it. There was just something so alluring about him. You just can't put a finger on what that was. And it's like the same sort of feeling that you get with all these men. And that's really his unavailability, right? Because it's really, really hard to see how we were accomplices in painful situations with men that we didn't consciously want. So the result is always going to be the same, though. You don't end up with an available partner who is consistently present for you and who expects the same from you. That's what is always going to be this through line here. And there may have been a man who was actually available to you, and he's the man that you friend zoned, pushed away, weren't interested in, and maybe you really weren't interested in him, or maybe it was there was too much intensity and too much that he wanted from you and you couldn't deal with it. And then the unavailable man is very attractive and very alluring, and there's this mystery and there's this challenge and there's this distance and space and the longing, all of those things. So another way that we can create this distance between men and make ourselves unavailable while not looking like we're unavailable is falling for a man who breaks our heart and then staying heartbroken for a really long time over the fantasy of that man who left us, right? The fantasy of what could have been, the future that we could have had, and being really hung up on that man, even though he's gone and out of the picture. It's another way our subconscious can keep that distance between any new man, so that we can't fully fall in love or give our hearts over to the next man. So it may show up that way as well. Hi, Becky. So what you've done without consciously realizing it is to create a situation in which you didn't get the love that you said you want and that you say you want. So the why, what's like underneath this? So this would be because getting close is too scary. And if you were to actually really truly get close to someone, it would bring up all of this buried grief that you're carrying. It would put you direct into contact with all of the stuff that could have been from a previous relationship, probably carried over from something in childhood, those attachment things, and it would expose you. It would expose your heart. It would bring up all of the maybe insecurities that you're carrying, right? The fear of being fully seen, the fear of being hurt, being rejected, being abandoned. And so I can just avoid all of that if I just keep everyone at arm's distance, and the men that I choose keep me at arm's distance, right? So you pick emotionally unavailable partners who are closed off and don't demand too much or come toward you consistently demanding more connection. And instead you can control how frequently you go out of your comfort zone of how much connection you will allow or not allow, because he's never going to be demanding everything from you. You'll be the one who's asking, like when you want to, not when he wants to, because he's not going to. So you'll look like you're the one who has quote unquote normal needs. You'll look like the emotionally available one. You'll look like you tried. And if he does leave, and when he does leave, you'll be like, oh, I always knew he would. I knew he was not going to commit. And so focusing on his unavailability allows what's going on in you not to be seen, and all the attention is just on him, right? And you can hide your own unavailability behind his shortcomings because they appear to be worse. So you may appear to be more needy, more demanding, more open, more emotionally available, more available, but that's compared to this man who is probably unavailable, right? Or you've created a situation where you've pushed and pulled so much that he doesn't open up anymore because he doesn't feel safe or doesn't trust you. And you've pushed him away. Because what would have actually have happened, I just want you to imagine, let's say that this man, instead of being unavailable with distance, with space, emotionally unavailable, right? If he suddenly started to show up with you with consistent emotional presence and connection, and he demanded that from you, what would happen? So if the thought of that man coming towards you consistently with presence and connection and wanting more and demanding that back from you, if the thought of that makes you want to pull back, to feel guarded, to feel like you need more space, that you are actually uncertain about him, then he's just your mirror, right? He is just your mirror. And while that's not true about everyone, many of us are picking these emotionally unavailable and unavailable partners just to manage us not being able to actually get close to someone, or not that we're not able to, but we haven't done the inner work to remove those barriers around why, right? And so we get to keep that at bay, all the things that might get brought up in actual closeness. So this is especially true about my fearful avoidance and my avoidance. So if that's you, this is going to be something you are very familiar with. So what can you do? So you're going to need to do the unpacking work around what happened in your past that has you doing this with men. What are the wounds? What are the beliefs? What are the meanings that you made from past experiences and ways you decided that you had to be, that you don't even see right now as like a decision or something that you had a choice about. If you believe that men will always leave you, that men can't be trusted, that men are jerks and assholes, that love isn't safe, that love hurts, that love isn't consistent, that you have to work hard for love. If you have a belief around your unlovability or your unworthiness or not good enoughness, all of those things are kind of wrapped up in why this is happening. So this means unpacking and clearing out what happened in previous relationships with men so that you aren't carrying that pain and that emotional baggage and all the meanings that you made out of what happened about yourself, about men, about relationships, about love, and then projecting all of that stuff onto a new man. It has nothing to do with him, right? This means doing the even deeper work of looking at and confronting those woundings from childhood, the core wounds from childhood that you may still be carrying, and they are causing this pattern to happen because they haven't been dealt with. So where is there wounding beliefs and things that happened that are unhealed, uncleared, and again, sets of beliefs about yourself, about men, about love, and clearing out all of that stuff as well. And that's both somatic work in the body, in the nervous system, and then belief shifting work, looking at what are the stories I've taken on, the identities I've taken on, the ways of beings that I've taken on, so that you can actually change this. It doesn't have to keep repeating for you. So if you're hearing this and you are seeing yourself in it, then I invite you to send me a DM, set up a consultation call. We'll just look at what's going on for you, where you're at, where you're wanting to go, where you're getting stuck, what are the challenges that are coming up for you. And we'll talk about how we could work together to shift this for you so that you can attract an available partner in every sense of the word, so that you can also be an available partner in every sense of the word, and attract not just anyone, but truly the right man for you, who's going to be that really perfect match for you. So when I work with clients on this, it sets them up for success with men so that they're not attracting and attracted to the wrong partners for them, or recreating old situations with new men who could potentially be the right partner, but not from the place that they're standing because of all the projections, right? So we do both the inner work, all of that, and then also the outer work. So the outer work means what are the actions to take, the steps to take, understanding things from a man's perspective, how he's dating, how he's approaching dating, how to approach dating, from not just trying to find a man, but actually find your life partner, the man you want to spend the rest of your life with. This is a very different process than just going out and dating, or just what, I'm not as purposeful, right? So this is very purposeful. There's an approach that you need to take when you're really looking for that person. So this is going to be the most important relationship of your life. It's going to touch every area of your life. It's going to decide so much about your life. And most things that I'm seeing just about dating, or just coaches who are talking about dating, are not talking about, we don't want to just like make you the right person for any man. We want to really unfurl all of the parts of you so you can attract the really right person for you. Once all of the woundings are gone and all of the false beliefs and all of the false identities are gone, so you can just easily attract and recognize that right person for you. And it's a whole different process and mindset and way to approach dating, and what you need to be looking for and how you need to be showing up so you have the best chance of success. So you're attracting and choosing that truly right man for you, and having that really incredible relationship, that mutually empowering, supportive, wonderful relationship that happens when we remove all of these barriers that we have. So I have spots for one-on-one clients. This is a 3-month or 6-month containers. We're working on all the things that you need so you stop replaying the same patterns with men, so that dating can actually be easy, smooth, effortless. So you can stand in your worth as a woman, and be treated as the prize that you truly are, and know that you truly are. And what does that look like? What are the things to do, to say, how to be, right? This is the inner work and the outer work. Creating that deep emotional bond with a man without pushing him away, without running away. Again, a result of the work we do. And then attracting the right relationship for you. So send me a DM to apply. We will set up a consultation call. We'll talk about where you're at, what you've tried, what's working, what isn't working, where you're getting stuck right now. And if it looks like a match for what I do and it's feeling resonant, then we'll talk about the details of working together, and I'll answer any questions that you have. And if it's a fit, then we can get started right away. So send me a DM if you would like to set up that call, and I will see you later. Bye.